Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Bumi and today we are watching Our Flying Builds OP by TierZoo. Yes, this was not suggested by anyone. For some reason, people have stopped suggesting TierZoo videos, so I guess all the good ones are have been reacted to. So we're gonna continue this until we finish all TierZoo videos. But yeah, our flying builds OP. I personally think so. They basically have the freedom of the skies with them, and with that, you could do a lot of damage if you have that kind of mobility. But not all flying types are extremely powerful. Some of them are very derpy. Some of them take too much energy, like the hummingbird. Is it a hummingbird? Is it the hummingbird? Yes, I think it's the hummingbird. Yeah. Regardless, generally though, flying builds are really OP. You do get a lot of advantages to flying, of course, and that specifically like for travel and stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and check out the video and see if TierZoo has more insight on this because I'm running out of words. So remember, if you like my reactions, don't forget to leave a like, let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions on what I should check out next. That being said, let's go ahead and watch the video.
This video was sponsored by CuriosityStream.
Yeah, these guys. Hummingbirds, right?
Some of the abilities players can unlock in this game are downright broken. From the stealth-piercing power of electroreception, to the stamina regenerative power of sweating, to the survivability of cryptobiosis, it seems like every build in the game has at least one or two abilities that define their playstyle and grant them a unique edge in the competitive meta. But there's one ability that, more than any other, sparks jealousy in the hearts of players that don't have it: flight.
Yeah.
It's been unlocked by only 4 factions in the history of the game. First it was insects, then pterosaurs, then birds, and finally mammals. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. Flight is one of the most overpowered abilities in the game.
Yeah, there you
It
go.
has a vast array of uses and implications offensively, defensively, and for general utility. So today we're going to take a look at why Flight is one of the most broken abilities a character can have. We'll look at both the perks and drawbacks of playing a flying build. Being able to take to the air grants several advantages to predator players.
This
Most
is
players
so
have
cool.
their field of view settings optimized for a horizontal field of view, making it easy to see approaches from the left and right, but difficult to see an attack coming from above. In addition, it's much easier to detect an incoming attack on the ground via sound. Perhaps more importantly, ground-based targets will most
Ultra
likely
instinct.
possess combat options that are most effective against other grounded opponents. Attacks like Charge, Bite, and Stomp are generally much less accurate against airborne opponents. On the flip side, even if your build sports relatively low base attack power, Flight offers a few ways to mitigate this. First, the dive attack is a viable offensive move even for builds with low base power. It can deal heavy damage in spite of lacking power stats because its damage
Stunned.
is mobility rather than power. So the faster you're moving and this move connects, the more damage it does.
Damn.
Secondly, when facing an opponent
That
with
duck had
defenses
a
too sturdy to
stroke.
be damaged by your basic attacks, you can oftentimes still defeat them as long as you can score a grab. After that, all you need to do is carry them high into the sky and
Fall
let
damage.
defeat them. So obviously, in terms of offensive capabilities, a flying build can add a lot of powerful options to your arsenal. But how about for defense? Being able to fly isn't only useful for predator builds. It has plenty of uses for avoiding being preyed upon, too. Surviving as a prey build requires mastery of at least one of several potential tactics, including stealth, evasion, counterattacks, and armor. The ability to fly massively improves a player's evasion. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but yeah, in most cases during flight, you're immune to attacks from non-flying opponents. Important to note that I said in most cases, not all
Most cases.
But yeah, rather than having to worry about armor, stealth, intimidation, or counterattacks, generally all a flying player needs to do to dodge attacks is
Just fly.
It's perhaps the quickest, most effective escape option in the game, leaving you basically only vulnerable to stealth attacks, or attacks from other flying players.
Ooh, now you're
And
dead.
if you're worried about stealth attacks, as you very well should be, the other main defensive advantage flying builds have is being able to land in places that other players can't reach.
Yeah.
Places like treetops are great for avoiding most stealth builds, although with enough points spent on climbing or arboreal mobility, it is possible for them to reach you.
Swiggity
To truly escape,
swooty.
you'll want to find a cliffside. completely untouchable by non-flying builds,
Yep.
except for maybe the mountain goat, but thankfully they're
The
not
mountain
aggressive.
goats.
In addition to being protected
Yeah.
from terrestrial players attacking you, flight also allows you to avoid many of the dangerous random events that the game occasionally throws at you. For example, while terrestrial and arboreal builds are likely to get caught in a wildfire,
Oh wow,
other
that
builds
is
don't have much chance of
wild.
escaping.
No pun intended, but was that a wildfire or a controlled fire? Yeah, it looks like a controlled fire based on the line, like borderline there. But damn, that is cool to
And in a
watch that.
drought, it's far easier for a player to find the necessary water to survive when they can survey huge amounts of land from the sky rather than, say, hopping along the ground. In addition to surviving life or death situations, flight has plenty of other applications too. Accessing exclusive locations on the map isn't only good for evading predators. A lot of exclusive loot is reachable only by being able to hover or fly, which is why builds like the Fruit Bat are so successful despite their mediocre stats. But perhaps the most important utility aspect of flight is that it can be used to fast travel. Very few players have the ability to visit other servers with ease, let alone ones that are far apart. Flying builds, on the other hand, frequently change servers, sometimes to find food, and sometimes to avoid ice damage during the Winter Overworld event. And when I say fast travel, I'm not talking about how convenient and direct it is. Flight genuinely is also an extremely fast movement option. There is a reason that when discussing cheetahs and how fast they are, there's a big fat asterisk next to their record speed.
Yeah.
Because if you included flying
Land
builds,
animal.
cheetahs wouldn't even be in the top 10. And if you include diving speed, they pale in comparison.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
So obviously the ability to fly is OP, but I don't want to give you the impression that it doesn't come with any drawbacks at all. There are two main ones that I want to highlight. The first is that simply to gain access to the flight ability requires a pretty heavy sacrifice to HP and defense, because you're forced to spec into the Hollow Bones attribute in order to be light enough to fly. Hollow Bones are quite weak to crush damage, meaning that being hit with any significant blow can often break a wing, which is almost always a game over.
Yeah,
Players also experience crush damage during a collision, so if you aren't careful while flying and run into something, that can also do huge damage. Because insects don't have an endoskeleton, they don't suffer this same penalty and are actually quite resistant to crush damage compared to similarly sized rabbits
Okay,
or birds.
that's fine.
The other drawback is that during flight you're obviously high above the ground and moving very quickly, and being in this state can make stealth highly effective against you. For this reason, all flying builds that want to play as a predator are forced to spend a ton of evolution points leveling up their eyesight, since basic eyes would be useless in spotting stealthy targets below.
That's true.
So hopefully now you have a good grasp of the benefits and drawbacks to this powerful ability. If you'd like to see aerial builds in action, there are plenty of excellent documentaries I can recommend.
Curiosity
For
stream.
flyers from present day, I highly recommend Jeweled Messengers, a documentary.
Alright, we're gonna skip the ad reads now. But yeah, really, really great video. I mean, obviously, flying is OP. The ability to just go somewhere. It doesn't have to be quick. It's just the freedom that you have if you're able to fly is, I think, unparalleled. I mean, you can go to places that no other animal can. Well, humans given the time, but you know. Oh man, yeah, I think they're very OP. Most of the very successful predators are from flying builds, I believe. If you think about it, most of the flying creatures, well, maybe not most, a good percentage of flying creatures do tend to end up being predators instead of prey. So actually, I don't know if it is, but from what I've seen at least, yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, if humans grew wings, nobody would probably live in one place for a very long time. People would just, especially people nowadays, everyone would be flying everywhere. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm too caged up wanting to be released released into the wild. That's gonna be it for me today, guys. My Twitter is down in the description. What a weird end down below. If you're new here and enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions on what I should check out next. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!